Hello and good afternoon. This is Bob Forche, Supply Chain Pro to Know, and I'm here today because I want to discuss the navigation of the ASCM APICS Learning System back office, the study tools. And so we're going to go through a couple of the things that are important to know about finding your way around in here. We're going to use the CSCP course today. And in this picture, we've got several different things to look at. So on the title page, we've got class roster, and you can find out who's going to be in your class. And then we have a section for communicating with the instructor in the class. And then the next one is very short section here on Resource Center. There's information on the EPUB download, printable flashcards, and there's some update information that may be relevant from time to time as well. The next thing to look at would be the glossary. And one of the things that's really important about APICS exams is the key terminology list is relevant to all of the different terms used in CPIM, CSCP, and CLTD. In this one, there's specific list of terms for CSCP, but they apply pretty much to all the APICS body of knowledge as well. So in this glossary, you can look up at the sections at the alphabetical listings, and this is going to be very helpful when you're doing your study work to make sure you have all the definitions clear for your key terminology list. So we'll jump out of there, and then we'll go into the we have a calculator and report section here. Reports is where you can see what your progress looks like on your quizzes and your practice tests. So now we're going to go into course menu. In this section, we basically have a left and a right, and the left is general information, the right is specific to where you are in the course. So you can see here, let's jump over to the welcome page, and we have a couple of introductory videos. This is about CSCP and exam taking techniques, things like that. Very important, however, is this right here. Download the exam content manual, ECM. So each of the APICS programs has a syllabus document, the ECM, and it's specific to that particular program, and it has an outline of the courseware with some approximations in terms of quantity of content as relates to each of the different topics covered. And also it has a list of the key terms, as I mentioned a moment ago with the glossary. This is where you'll find that. There's a lot of other helpful information. You want to download this PDF and take a look at that to see more about the exam process, the pass rate, things like that. On the right-hand side, we have a header bar in case you want to see where you're at, active versus completed, or you can restart any of these things at any point in time and go through them as often as you like. And we're in the welcome page right now, so we see the list of studies and then access and practice. So in the assess, the thing that's important to look at here would be the pre-test. As people come into the certification process, there's a lot of different levels of experience and background and job roles that you've participated in. And so as we look at the certification material, there's going to be topics where you're very familiar and you probably don't need to spend too much time on those. And there's other areas where it's a little more new or not familiar. And so this is going to help you understand what those are and help you identify where to spend more time. From that, you can go down to create a custom study plan, which will help you kind of plan out your time for your best use of your time. Now, if we go to the next one, let's jump down to Module 1. So here we see several different things. On the left-hand side, again, we see some resources that are very valuable. A SWOT video of ice stream mapping. Here's more link to the dictionary, so the APICS dictionary, and some other very helpful information, case studies and industry information that's very much relevant to the CSCP program. On the right side, we see quizzes, both the section quiz and also down here the chapter quizzes. And let's just look at one real briefly here. It takes a minute to load up, and you'll either see the beginning or we can do a start over or continue. These are pretty short, usually 1 to 20 some questions, sometimes a little bit more. And you can see how they look, usually have 4 multiple choice answers and different length kind of questions. And you can answer one and then see what the answer looks like, or you can just answer submit and it'll come up without having answered, and you see very helpful information on the correct answer and the rationale and where in the material it got that information. So this is great to refer back to that. So this is what your quizzes look like. And again, there's section quizzes and chapter quiz. Along with this, the most important thing here would be these links to download the actual study material itself. Along with the hard copy that you got with the learning system or will get, this is very helpful. So you can have a copy of the course right there with you as you're going through this with the instructor online. There's going to be one version which is easily done offline, and then the others, the digital version where you have connectivity and you can do it online. I personally like that one a little bit better because I think it's formatted to more closely match the actual hard copy book, but they both have exactly the same information in there. Now, this is important because we don't have time in the classroom hours to cover virtually everything in the material. The PowerPoint slides will hit on the most important topics, and there's going to be a lot of additional reading and material in the courseware that you're going to want to spend some time on to make sure you fully understand all those concepts that are presented. Along with that, there is a section here to download the same slides that the instructor would use in a PDF form. So when you're not in the classroom, you can refer back to those slides and see what it was that you were talking to in the slide in the class itself. Below that, there are some other tools here. We have the flashcards and a printable version, good for studying the key terminology list. And there's some case studies and some other things that might be helpful throughout the duration of the course. So the last thing to look at would be on the practice. We'll just take a quick look at that. Practice exams, both either timed or just at your own speed, very helpful. And then over on the left-hand side, you're going to need to submit your eligibility application before you can schedule your exam, and that's a link here to do that. So APICS has the right information. They know who you are, and they have the right identification detail and all that. And then there's the link to do some scheduling of your exam here. So that pretty much wraps it up. I hope this has been helpful for you. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help out anyone that would like some assistance. You can reach me at bob@supplychainprotoknow.com or reach out to the person that sent you this video link, and I know that they will be more than willing to help you move through whatever questions you have. So thank you very much again, Bob Forche, signing off.